Namaste. So in my feeling, the field is getting a little thick now. The energies are getting stronger. We're touching things that are affecting people. And at this part of the journey, it can be there can be some challenges, when we start to face some things in the unconscious. So we're starting to look at the wound in the masculine heart. The wound of the masculine, which is something around the heart. So right now, we're not going to go directly into that. We're going to spiral into another looking, another seeing around the masculine in all of us. So remember, this masculine energy is not just in men. Though in men's bodies, it will be stronger, and the wounds of it will also be more apparent. So, inviting you now also just to connect to your body, to your breath. Breathing in and really feeling your belly move out. Breathing out and just like relaxing. Not squeezing the belly, just like really relaxing your belly. And again, pushing the belly out as you breathe in. And just relaxing. And just keep on breathing with me. As we talk about this, just keep on connecting to your bellies. Feel what's going on with my belly. Breathe into your belly. Try feel more this discourse from your body. Try receive more this discourse in your body. Because it's about your body. And what I want to spiral into today is talking into the giving aspect of the masculine. Yeah. Inviting you to turn into that in the masculine, or if you're a man, into that which gives. And the masculine energy loves to give. Have you noticed? Loves to give. So I had this. I was just sitting in the sunlight today, receiving the sunlight and having a smoke and reading some Osho. Just like a really sweet moment I gave myself. I was really enjoying it. And I was listening in the neighbor's garden. There was a man who was sweeping the garden. And I've heard that sound so many times. It's very, very African sound to me, that particular sound of sweeping. I mean, other countries people sweep as well. But in South Africa, or in Africa, it has a different feeling. We use a different type of brush here. It's very natural. And often, the one who's sweeping is an African man. And when you listen to him sweeping, you can feel, and I say that, it's just been like that a lot. In South Africa, we've had a lot of gardeners. Often they've been African men. Of course, white men also sweep gardens. But for me, this moment is about an African man, a black African man, sweeping the garden. And as I listened to him sweeping, I could feel how much he was enjoying it. Just softly, such simple work, just him and this broom and this garden. I could feel like it was more like a kind of embrace, like it was very loving. And then I really dropped into my meditation. I really softly got in deeper into myself and opened to the moment. And it felt like that this brush, this sweeping was sweeping me. It was like a really beautiful sweeping over my body, a deep giving from him. And yet I gave him nothing in return in that moment, And this image, it came to maybe that's how the masculine giving in its essence is. It's very deeply giving, gently giving, like an embrace. And the one who's giving it is enjoying it as much as the one who's receiving it. That kind of giving. Or that's how it felt like for me. And my feeling of true masculine giving, when there's real deep alignment to truth in it, just like it's deep, true giving. It's not forced, it's not conditioned, it's not, oh, I have to do my duty. It's not that kind of giving. It's the kind of giving that just comes deep from within you, from your belly, from your breath. And it's, you want to give. You want to give. Whatever it is, it could be a smile, it could be a massage, it could be making food, it could be your work, it could be a conversation with your child. Like I want to give this now. And you really feel that. Then that giving leads, it enables, it awakens, it opens the bliss. Opens the bliss of the masculine. He goes into bliss when he can give like that. But just for a moment, weaving in the broken heart. When the heart is broken, oftentimes that's when people, or the masculine, really stops giving. Just won't give. It just goes into refusal and contraction. I will not give anymore, And then the masculine, you essentially lose access to bliss that comes from giving. And there can be confusion around it. Like, for example, in spiritual circles, some of them, they talk about serving the goddess. The men talk about serving the goddess, how beautiful that is to do. And then they can also have resistance to it. And what is it really? When we say we serve the goddess, if it's a woman or a man, what does that mean? In the deeper knowings, in the deeper esoteric secrets, it is when the masculine aligns his giving to the true feminine, the divine feminine, call her the goddess. When he aligns his giving to that, as opposed to all giving is beautiful, really. Really, all beauty. It's all beautiful. When you're giving, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. But sometimes we give rather to serve the mind of someone who gets upset if we don't do something, and it's a very particular energy, which we know isn't really the deepest stream of energy, the deepest stream of feminine energy, the deepest stream of existence. We're not giving to that. And I'm not trying to make this complex. It's just there is sometimes we give from a place which isn't real. We give from a place that is forced. And then it's not blissful. For whatever reason, we miss the bliss of it because it's forced. But when it just starts coming from us in a real beautiful way, it just starts flowing from us and aligns to the true nature of existence, to this Dharma, to the stream of life. And when our giving aligns to life itself, when our giving one's life to live, that's closer to the true masculine giving. And then, and then we can find all manner of bliss in that. But when the heart is closed and broken and sore and upset and wounded because what? You never notice I give, you always want more, you're always demanding, forcing, whatever. And then the masculine starts to contract. It doesn't give even when he wants to, even when it's a beautiful moment to give. Then sometimes this will lead to an agony in the masculine energy. And it's very connected to the deep wounding of the sacred masculine. So it's a very helpful inquiry as men and women to look at when you give, what that feels like. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from your deeper truth and knowing inside of you? Or is it coming from a place of like, I must, I have to, and some giving you have to. You might really not want to get up at 3 in the morning to feed the baby, but you're going to get up at 3 in the morning to feed the baby. But even that, even that could be a bliss, right? To be up at 3 with your baby. Okay, you're exhausted and tired. But some part of your being signed up for that. So even that there could be some bliss there for you in that moment. And I'm sure there's much bliss there. So, the first thing I said around the broken heart of the masculine, or around the wounding of the masculine, was that we can get clues in how he makes love. We'll get clues in, can he make love, or is he going to stay in the realm of sex, which is safe and not vulnerable, and he can be skillful there and bring great pleasure, but can he move to love? Can he become more vulnerable to love? So that when we look at how a man makes love, we can learn a lot about his heart. And when we look at how a man gives, and now I'm going to men because I want to go directly to men now. When a man gives or can't give, or if you ask him for something and he gets really upset, that tells you something of his heart as well. Of course you can always say no, but there's different ways of saying no or of receiving a request from someone. So looking at how one gives is a beautiful way to see where one is carrying the wounds of the sacred masculine. And it does become very, very important as we rise up in energy and start to meet the deeper energy of existence itself. We start to head into that, into the Mahamudra of the deep and sacred meeting of the masculine and feminine. That deep and sacred meeting cannot happen in your being if there's wounding around giving. So how about we have a game? Let's play something. Okay, let's just play with this practice. How about it? How about you feel in your heart, men and women, okay, and you decide to give something to someone. The game is the person, either you don't know at all, or you don't know very well. Not your family or friends. Most people have more practice with family and friends in terms of giving. You're going to give to someone who's maybe a bit more of a stranger. And you're going to feel into yourself and go, somebody's been needing something from me. Who knows, maybe it's a hug, maybe it's some money, maybe it's a flower, maybe it's a meal. I don't know, or maybe it's some piece of clothing out your cupboard. South Africa, that's often relevant. And just feel like, I want to give this to someone. It could be some kind of offering, some kind of support. Maybe you need to listen to someone or help them with something, like something in you wants to give to them. And I invite you to do it consciously. Like feel the call, I think that one needs something. What do they need? And I'm the one who's going to give it to them. Would you give it a try? It doesn't have to be big. It could just be a small thing. So don't put it off, Just do it. Just do it. Just feel it. Open your heart to giving to someone you don't know that well or don't know at all, and see where existence sends you and how and what. And as always, I love to hear these stories in the comments. So please share them. And we're going to, we'll look more at the wounded masculine, the wounded masculine the wounds of the sacred masculine. You know, we think, oh, it's the sacred masculine, there's no wounds there. Let's have a look and see where those are being carried. And like I said, women will find them, but the men are going to find them a bit more. So it'll be interesting to hear what the men have to say, and also what the women have to say about it in themselves and in the men in their lives. You know, sons or partners or fathers or friends. Let us know. Okay. All right. Yeah. Giving as a mirror to the wounding of the sacred masculine. Have a look. It's your sacred masculine, you know? No one's, you might share something on this group, but no one's watching in your practice. So just really be honest about giving. Like, oh, I don't want to give. You know, like maybe there's a really deep protection around giving because you were forced so much as a child or something like that. Or maybe you're giving because you were forced as a child. You keep on giving, and you find that you don't actually have bliss in your giving. Something. Have a look and see. Yeah. Thank you. I really would like to hear your stories in comments, so share if you like to, but also take care of your own privacy and your vulnerability, and or be a little vulnerable. Let us, yeah, share, include us. We're all friends and family here, aren't we? Try to get a sense of that. Even though there might be some you don't like, some you really like, but we're in this together. So share what's coming up for you. Thank you. Namaste.